chapter 7, and we're back again on my alt spot, celery. Yesterday we did a little bit of work on the CBDC entry that I'm working on, which is the monument / bust of our guild leader. I really haven't given it much thought. I purposely kind of just put it out of my mind when I leave the game, because if I don't, then I'm too tempted to come back in while I'm not streaming to tinker around with it. And I really want to keep most of my building and efforts and stuff that are to do with housing for the stream. In the past, I wasn't as disciplined about that, and I kind of felt a little bad because sometimes I'd come in and say, well, this is what I did, this and this and this, and it doesn't really show people the process of getting from point A to point B if you don't show everything. So I've just kind of stepped away from it and left it alone. I'm still not entirely happy with this mouth, but until I can think of something that might work better, I'm just going to leave it for now. So just to kind of, break a little bit of the monotony of it, we're going to play around with some alternate ideas for different kinds of statues or monuments or whatever that could work just as well to represent the guild. Now, for anyone that doesn't know about my guild, the name of it is the Void Runners, and the RP backstory kind of thing is that we are a group of like a hodgepodge of peoples that have come together to work under the direction of one person, which is our guild leader, who is the owner of a shipping company. We basically deliver and pick up packages from all around. We also do things like escort services and other types of things, but usually, we're either trying to collect information or materials, or we're retrieving and bringing to someone. Either someone will hire us to pick up something for them, or they will hire us to deliver something for them. And that's kind of, the way they wanted it was they wanted it very open to allow a lot of people from all walks of life to kind of utilize this company to kind of broaden the storylines that could, flourish from that type of background. So essentially, we're like a delivery company. So I thought it might be fun to just build some kind of a little statue monument kind of thing out of crates, since we deal with a lot of cargo and things like that. So let's see, I'm trying to think of the name. It's always, I'm not a morning person, to be honest, so it takes me a minute to get my brain working. We'll just go with whatever I happen to have on hand for the most part. Keep it kind of simple, kind of sort of. Anyway, as a kind of a nickname for those that, especially those that partake in the roleplay aspect of our guild, we've nicknamed ourselves Runners. So another idea I had thought about was trying to figure out some way to fashion like some kind of a shoe, something, and have it like with wings on it, kind of like the florist logo kind of thing where he's got a shoe. I mean, because he's fast and blah blah blah. But I have no idea how I would make a shoe. I know we have like rope, but the rope is pretty like hard to get a hold of and kind of awkward to work with because it's one big long piece of rope with the little noose on the end. So I don't know if that would work like I'm thinking. This is probably actually a good opportunity to use Katya's add-on, her add-on, because you can see I've just kind of eyeballed the offset here. So what we're going to do, just to play around, make another one, and now, again, I just eyeballed the depth and everything I could, like lower this down a little bit, better match it with the height of the one below it. It doesn't look that bad, and you can see that as I copied and pasted one on top of the other, it stayed centered, so that didn't seem too much of a problem. The big thing is there was no accuracy between the offsets as far as the height goes. I didn't like check measurements or anything like that. So we're gonna see how if I can get her add-on to do the same thing. It probably will take me longer because, like I said, I've not tried her add-on before. I know there's like, you can do multiple, remember different kind of copies, and so I don't know. This is gonna be just copy this one for. So I get about the size I want. I don't know if I'm supposed to use this or okay, so I can use that one, and then nothing copied. So I don't know. Let's see, do I lift it up? I'm not sure I understand how that works. Yeah, see, it's I don't know. I don't know how that works. Doesn't make sense. It's not. I guess I'd have to watch the little video and better look at it. But I don't want to do that well, because then I'll have everything else messed up over there. So I guess I'll have to do a little homework before I play around with that. I don't want to like show people and then they think, oh, that doesn't help at all. Because from what I've heard, it's a really useful tool. So I'll just have to figure out how to work it, and then I'll be able to better explain. But anyway, this is just a quick kind of goofiness. So I think we've got crates, yeah. As most of you know, that's been watching me at all, I like to work with odd numbers. And 3 seems too few, so I'm going to go with 5. And we'll just and the reason I take it off advanced mode is because when you have the advanced mode on, you have to drag it by the arrows, and as you can see, it's tricky to figure out where the top of the surface is so that you don't have it pinched up in there like that. The easiest way to do it though is just to turn advanced mode off, and then there's no arrows, and you just drag it and it hops up to the right height so that it's right on the surface. That's the reason why I switch that off and on sometimes. It just depends on what you're doing, kind of thing. Okay, so we're just gonna get kind of a little funky here. Shrink that down a bit. Maybe not. Now this is just kind of a little fake quickie kind of thing, but you know, you still want it to look a little nice. Let's see. But this is something that, you know, one of my guildies could try. It's kind of, well, I don't know. Kind of just a goofy kind of a quick thing, but I figured the crates would be a great representation because, you know, that's what we use. We even in some of our role play kind of stuff, we use crates to kind of act out what we're doing, what we're working on. Sometimes it's, you know, it's not always these kind of crates, but, you know, this is delivery company, you know, they have boxes. It could have been cardboard boxes, it could be corrugated containers. So it's just kind of like a balancing act, the kind of idea behind it. I'm sure you've seen lots of similar kind of art junk. balancing thing going on. And I've just chosen to kind of scale it down every step. I could have done it the opposite and maybe put the big one on the top and the little one on the bottom. Looks like it's all kind of shifted to one side, so we'll see about again, I'm just eyeballing. I'm not taking any kind of calculations or measurements or anything like that. Just kind of. Now, I could have avoided moving these and just moved the base. You can do it any number of ways. To do. And then, if you wanted to put a plaque on it, you could. Well, you don't really want to use a flat plaque on a round surface, though. You might have to do something like let's try. It's not going to be smooth per se, but kind of a fake. Let's say it's on the middle one. So first I would probably pull this out like this, and then start sizing it down to kind of get it so that it fits inside this one. I don't know if you see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so. And there you have a rounded flag kind of thing. Again, it's got that extra little lip thing. You could, if you wanted, I guess, duplicate that and have it on the bottom as well. But then you have the issue, well, you don't have that trim on the sides. So then, what do you do there? That's a real simple, quickie kind of way to do another type of monument. If you're looking for something like, if you want to, we could have tried to make this a fountain of some sort. Don't really have any round bluish things that I can think of off the top of my head, other than maybe the like the sleeping bags. They have that swirly look. So I don't know if that would be kind of odd. Let's see. Yeah, see that might be a little weird. The swirlies. And then as I size it up, it makes it harder to sink it down in. So that really wouldn't be practical, at least for inside. Outside, it might be different. The boundaries for how far you can sink something indoors is radically different than what you can do outside. But say you wanted to, you could possibly put some kind of a fountain and pretend that there might be water streaming down from here, and, or just, you know, have some pools of water tiered there. But like, say you have a park, you know, I've seen some places when they build a town, they want some kind of a statue or some kind of focal point for their garden or town square kind of thing. Something like this could work. Maybe not everybody would get what that means, but you know, if say like when we get the connected lots for the neighborhoods, and a guild decides to use their connected neighborhoods as a guild housing kind of construct, then the communal plot in the center of the others could be, you know, a place where they showcase some of their accolades or something, like boss kill trophies and things like that. And they could make something like this. You know, it wouldn't be exactly like this because not every guild's backstory has anything to do with delivery, but you know, this is what I mean. You know, you could think of something that represents your guild, and then build some kind of a statue or monument or something along those lines for it. And this would be an example. You don't have to use the domes. You can use something square instead. You can get super fancy and make star designs or something if you want, like using like the floors. They're also good for entryways for like stairs, if you want to make it nice. Just grab it. Again, I like working in odd numbers. So you'd like take one, copy, paste, and then again, this is probably something maybe Kadia's add-on could work, but I just fiddle around with it on. Of course, the bigger you make them, the thicker the bit. So like just raising this to the bottom one better. They're having it super flat across the way. I don't know, you could do something weird like that. And have a different kind of a platform for it to sit on if you want to make something else. Trying to think. You could make something that's just hanging on the wall. You don't have to have like a statue, but you know, a pedestal or whatever. For me though, for monuments and things like that, I always think of it being on some sort of a pedestal or some kind of a support. I'm not going to get into building any kind of like elaborate structure or anything, but like I said before, monuments can come in other forms, not just statues or fountains or whatever, but they can come in the form of like maybe someone built a garden and it has a special design. You know, you've seen those gardens where they like spell out something, or maybe it's a topiary kind of thing. Someone could, you know, try and fashion something like that. There's you could really go all out and build a big structure, maybe a library that's supposed to represent, maybe you're a guild of lore keepers or something, and a library would be suitable for that. Maybe you build an arena because your guild is all about PvP or battlegrounds and things like that, and you build an arena that showcases some of that goals of your guild. For us though, we have a mix of activities that we embark on. As far as leaders, our guild leaders probably the main focal point on that. We do have facilitators though. Someone could make one up for one of them. Unfortunately, most of our facilitators have we have several guild members that have kind of gone on hiatus for various reasons. Most of them, just personal. But some, they're burnt out and just need a break from the game. But we do have a few that are still pretty active. Like we have one that's an RP facilitator. You could do something along those lines, maybe build a story nook of some kind and have it represent all of the stories that they tell or that they create. You could get more personal, like one of our RP facilitators is a mechanic that they roleplay as. You could build something for that, a toolbox, that kind of thing. It's just, like I said, when you build something like this, a lot of times it's just going to be kind of not necessarily an inside joke, but it's going to be only relevant to those who know what it's for. And again, that's why I've invited those that participate in this month's CBDC to include a kind of a paragraph, a write-up, or a short sentence, however they want to describe it, explaining the meaning behind their design, their little choice of build, which I will probably be doing for mine as well. But that's an example, and of course this is a different example of how you could make a platform. Maybe your guild is some kind of weird society that worships, a donut or something. I don't know. You could build some kind of like an obelisk or something, and then have a little donut up at the top. It's just all kinds of possibilities. It really depends on, the guild and the people and what you do with the guild, and if you have any kind of like quirky things, like maybe somebody's all the time talking about bananas or something, build something out of bananas, as a nod to that person, that maybe they contribute a lot to the guild. They're always joking about bananas, and so you make a banana thing or something. I don't know. You can go so many ways with something like this. Other ideas for the Void Runners. I really wouldn't know how to represent the void part. I think that's too, I don't know. When I think of void, I always think of like a black hole or something. I don't think I could make anything. The runners part, I figured like some kind of a shoe, or an actual like, I know we have the mannequins, but I don't know if they actually pose in the running. Never seen that. Usually they're like doing like the flexing or something like that. So But maybe you make a stick man kind of version of somebody running. But you know, again, that will be kind of hard to portray as a kind of a movement. So let's see if we can figure out how we want to make it. I have no idea what might could work as a shoe. I think it's growing. I'm gonna have to start waking up even earlier so I can have breakfast before I stream, and then I won't be so growly. I'm gonna lay that out there. I don't know if I'll use it, but see, the cables might make good laces, but then I don't know if the curviness of it will kind of destroy the. I don't know. I'll set that. Some weird pieces in here. It's just a mishmash of stuff that I've either found on this character while I was on my alt's character when I was leveling up, or I guess extras I may have sent over from my main. No, I don't have much goofiness to play around with, do I? Let's see. I don't want to build a slipper or anything because I don't think it would be good to run around in slippers, you know, like high heels or anything like that, or sandal or anything. I don't know. I'm just looking to see what the shape of this hammerhead, if it could work as a base of a shoe. And see, again, you can only go so far in. Kind of hampers things. Make a cute little boat though, like a boat shape. Put a little sail on there, some little windows. No, I don't think. I really don't think this will work either. It's just too, I don't know, rounded or something. Oh, that's like touching. Maybe that's the general shape, but I don't know, it still looks a little weird. Let me see if there's anything on the vendor that would work. But that's the only other idea I can think of, is trying to come up with a way to make a shoe, but I just don't know how I would put one together. Of course, I didn't really know how I might try and do a face and stuff either, and that kind of worked out alright. Not the best representation, but there's just nothing with a U shape. I don't know, I guess shoes can come in all sorts of shapes. I just have a certain kind of shape in mind, I guess. And I have a cheese shape. I like the colors of this, but I still have yet to use it. Been a few places I could put greenery and stuff, but I don't know. I guess it would be more suited to maybe a desert kind of scene. I don't know if you picked that up, but my stomach is really barking. Now, I did make shoes for a previous build. They were super tiny, and I think most people probably didn't even know them because, especially if they have their video settings kind of low to keep things from getting really laggy. And I made them out of, I think it was boxes of bolts. It was just kind of like a really square shoe with shoe/boot kind of thing. That was for Rapunzel's our home kind of thing. It'd be nice if they added more clothing, you know, articles. Of course, they'd make a shoe and I wouldn't like it. I want to build something different. I don't know, I just don't see anything. Maybe the pillows make some kind of weird shoe, I don't know. Really clodhopper shoe. And I've seen some people do some really nice stuff with all of these hover part pieces. Making stairways and cabinets and shelves and all kinds of really nice little like extras for their door trims and other kinds of things. And I just I don't know, I look at those pieces and all I see is hover park stuff and just kind of steer clear of them. Excuse me. And again, these just remind me of macaroni. That would make a good pizza board. Put your pizza on there. It's actually even got the pizza slices, the shapes, if you're having trouble dividing up your plate. A good pizza board. There might be a few things sticking up, like maybe the board or knife is going through it, but you can get away with tucking that onto a table and not having the darts and stuff show. That would be a good pizza board. Just don't see anything that will work. So that would be a good challenge for any of my guildmates that happen to be looking or needing some ideas to come up with. Try and make a shoe because I can't figure out how to maybe do it and make it look like a shoe. See, it would be cool if they made it where it was actually functional, so you didn't have to buy two separate pieces for closed and open. Make it where it opens and closes on its own. A lot of dragon stuff. And it's cool looking stuff, but I just doesn't suit any of the builds I've ever made. I've used a few pieces like maybe the spears and things like that, but not all the skull stuff too often. Or if I use them, I tend to hide the skulls, you know. I don't know, maybe it's just too early in the morning for me to be thinking about making a shoe. Big metal shoe. Things are so fat. And I guess they're supposed to be since they're fortified, but it's like really fat. Frying pan. I used that to make a brush one time. Although I don't think people really realized it was supposed to be a brush. That's what it was supposed to be. Here. And I know a lot of people were disappointed with this because it wasn't actually a functioning door. When they saw hatch, they thought, ooh, we got another door, but no, it's just that annoying, unmovable piece of stuff. Fine. People and fruit. This is definitely the boring part of when you're trying to think of something and you need some kind of inspiration. The best I find is to go and just go through all of the pieces. In fact, that's what I use Wilson's Living in WildStar site for. I do I call it window shopping. I look at items and I think, well, what could I use that for? That worked for this, that kind of thing. And just being able to see the object, even if you don't have the privilege of rotating it like here, it still is handy to be able to look at the item. It's one of the reasons I guess I kept nagging him about, are you going to update it? Are you going to update it? Because it hasn't been updated in like over a year, and he's working on it. For me, that's like the best way to kind of, other than visiting someone else's home and seeing the items in the open world kind of thing, this is like the best way to kind of trigger some ideas. The problem is it takes so long to go through all of them. That's one of the reasons why I like his site, because his site, when you look up like accents or beds or something, you can see a whole page of them in one go. You don't have to click through them item by item. And whereas here, you have to go one by one, and it takes so long. And the crate on this character's home is pretty limited. She doesn't have a lot of junk, but with my main, going through her crate, looking through all the stuff is enormous task because it's almost as full as the vendor, or at least it feels that way. I can't tell what that is. probably could if I like zoomed in and took a closer look, but from there I can't tell what that is. I just do not see anything that strikes me as a shoe part. I'm sure there's somebody out there going, you could use this and you could use that. But I just, my brain is fried, I think. I could have sworn he was on a wooden piece. I guess not. Never noticed that before. I don't see anything figures for me as something I could use. Try this again so I can actually see. I like this one because you can use it twice. Got the different picture on the other side. Kind of reminds me of a gnome. And I was really disappointed that these do not give off any kind of light. They don't have a buff or nothing. You know, if it's going to be a lamp or, you know, have the word lamp or light in it, it should have some kind of light source, in my opinion. Quarter ramp for all. Coming down to the last bits and still don't see anything that maybe the same. I don't know. It'd be a really poor man's shoe. Thinking maybe the gutter and having it layered up and stuff, but I think these bits here will kind of throw. And these always remind me of like shells. I'm not sure why. I think it's like, what is it, scallops or something that have that little flare on the end, and there's kind of, it reminds me of. Little tidbit for you. Mr. Superbot. Glass, stairs. Oh. Straight. Really pointing area. Not sure who's in charge of setting up how these previews come in. Some of them are a little off. And like, see that one, you have to zoom out to see all of it. If you zoom in and you can't see, it's like too far high up. It needs to be down here. Triangle. Trophy. Cubes. Unframed glass. Trying to skip through those, it's just a bunch of repeats of things. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just too early in the morning for me to think about what items would actually be good for making a shoe. Because I sure am coming up blank. And this, I don't know, that looks weird too. So yeah, that's kind of a no-go on that one. If I think it's something later, I'll of course try and show. Let's see what else. Really, I think these are the two best for me anyway. That's, you know, Void Runners is delivery, so I of course think about crates, and then of course our guild leaders are very influential as far as, you know, we rely on him for just about everything, which is good and I guess probably bad in some instances for him. Like for instance, he's our raid leader. While there are those that would probably be willing to step up if he was absent for whatever reason, I really feel like the raids would be kind of a little more haphazard without him around, because he's just his whole demeanor and everything kind of keeps things calm, even when folks try to get a little rowdy, like in TeamSpeak and everything. But I can't think of anything else that would really suit, because like our guild emblem, it's currently the scrolly bits and the wind, and I guess it's I don't know, representative that we are always on the go, in theory, that, you know, we're always running to and fro different places with all of our runners. They're not going necessarily on the same projects, but, you know, we've got them going everywhere doing little errands. But, you know, I wouldn't know how to make something like that. You know, we don't have any kind of fluffy cloud looking stuff, and I've already done like a face thing, so I don't want to do another one. But yeah, I just can't think of anything else that would represent that I can think of that might work. And it looks like the lag is yeah, I've been on for about an hour, so it's almost like clockwork, guys. I'm in the game, in the housing for about an hour, and it just kind of goes. I don't know why it does that. But it's only been since the last big update that we had a few weeks ago, I think. Anyway, I hope I get that sorted before the free-to-play comes, because I really feel like a lot of people are going to be pretty disappointed if we have issues with that. It's much like the when we have a world boss that we tackle. You have like nameplates on and all of your particle effects pretty high, because a lot of people, when they play a game like this, they want to see it at its top quality, and that means having all of your settings pretty, maxed out. But in situations when you get like hundreds of people in one location and having that, you can quickly go from like 40 FPS down to 1, because there's just so much going on when people's shooting off all their spells, and the boss is shooting off its spells, and there's just so much I guess information going back and forth that is nuts. So I'm hoping they really work on fixing that. If they don't, I think that's going to be a really big problem. But what I'm really looking forward to is more information about how the neighborhood kind of system is going to work. We have a lot of people asking questions about whether we're going to be sharing the storage space, because right now for each plot we have a dedicated storage. We have a specific placed limit, owned limit, lights limit, that kind of thing. Well, when you buddy up with someone, we don't even know if like the plots are going to be like touching, or they're going to be accessed via bridges between them. We assume we're going to be able to see the plots, because right now when you look out, you can't really see it because of the lighting I've chosen here, but see, like right here, you can see the neighbor. It's just a fake one right now, and it's always the same one, so no matter where you might see it, yeah, here it is again. It's the identical image from here to here, all the same. You can't really see it via this one too well, but it's always a Granok home. And I think for the Dominion, it's always a Cassian home. And they're just spotted everywhere. Well, with the neighborhood, supposedly the plots will be connected by a communal plot. So you're thinking one in the center, the communal plot, and then the 5 branches of the 5 plots that are connected to the communal one. So people are asking, well, will the communal plot be like an individual plot where it'll have its own decor count, crate, and all that? I would assume anybody that's connected via that neighborhood would be able to, how's it going to work? How do they specifically designate if we're sending something to the crate for the communal plot? Will we get an option for that? Otherwise, usually when no matter what plot you're on, whether it's a friend or an alt that you're roommated with, if you send something via your inventory into the crate, it goes into your character's crate, not the crate of the plot you're on. Will that be changed? Will they make it so that if you are contributing to the communal plots crate, will it have some kind of designator saying, do you want to send it to here or to your own? Or is it going to be the communal plot doesn't have a crate and it's just things from your own that goes onto it or something like that? I think that would be more confusing. So yeah, there's a lot of questions, and I'm hoping that they don't dally too long as far as getting like the deep dives out. Usually they do a deeper dive for each new kind of system that's coming in, and give us a little bit more information as far as how exactly the system works. I don't know if that will only happen after it hits ETR, because that's another thing I'm really anxious to get involved in. I've signed up for it. I think theoretically I was already eligible since I'm already a player, but they kept saying sign up, sign up, sign up, so I went ahead and signed up way back when they first mentioned it. But I'm hoping that I'm one of those that is able to access it. If it's limited, if it's open to everybody, then of course I'm going to be in there. But take a look at some of the new tweakings that they're giving. and hopefully get a sneak peek at some of the new decor, because I'm sure if it's anything like with the latest content patches that they've been doing, there's always some kind of new decor. Granted, we would always love it to be more and more and more, but we'll see. I'm just unclear if the connected housing is going to be something I actually get into. Partly, I'm hoping that you can do it with your alts as well. You know, not saying that you have to have 5 alts or 4 alts, I should say, to make it work, but you know, maybe have a neighborhood of like the 2 that I have with my main. That would be a neighborhood of 3. That might be fun. It's not that I wouldn't want to buddy up with some of my guildmates and stuff, but I think most of them already have pretty close-knit little groups that they tend to role play with and party up with, so I'm not super social in that respect. I don't do a lot of role playing. I did in the beginning mostly to support those that were running those events, but now that our guild has gotten pretty solid about the numbers that participate and everything, I don't do that too much, and mostly spend my time alone fiddling around with housing junk. But if it's possible that the alt stuff, then I may work in coming up with some kind of special build that incorporates the whole neighborhood for my alts and stuff. If that isn't possible, I may look into joining with somebody, if nothing else, just to test it out, to see how the system works, so that I can show it. That may be just PTR wise. Then later, depending on how it goes, we may hook up with someone in live, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think that's going to be it for today. I know it's, again, another short one, but I got a lot of things to do again today. Part of it is mostly my own real life housework that I need to catch up on, laundry, like that. The fun stuff. But I know I didn't really do a whole lot, just kind of goofing around and doing a lot of talking. But no one ever said housing was, you know, super pins and needles kind of excitement thing. If you're looking for that kind of thing, there's other streams for that, for like PvP battles and stuff like that. But this is a lot of like planning and brainstorming and just playing around with stuff. Tomorrow will be Exile house tours. I got a list somewhere. I think I've got misplaced it. It's right there. I've got, I think I have about 8 or 9 places picked out. We're only going to probably visit about 3 or 4, maybe max. But I've got some extras just in case any of the 3 or 4 that I'm particularly interested in visiting aren't available, or I can't get in, or whatever. But we'll be doing that tomorrow, and that will be, of course, in the afternoon, my time, 1 p.m. CET time. And that'll be mostly what the show is. It's just me, instead of me showing off whatever I happen to build, this will be for other people and their work. And I've got some really nice variety. I've got there's a couple of custom built ones. There's possibly a spaceport. In fact, the spaceport one, I've been in contact with the owner. I got some sneak peeks of their build before they were finished with it, and after they were finished, they made mention of it. And I went and had a look, and I told them that I would probably be showcasing their house this week. And fingers crossed they will be available and online at the time that we visit. I will try and you know, if he's not there, or if they're not there at the start, I may hold off on visiting their place until I'm sure that they're online. But you know, maybe they can kind of walk us through and give us a little bit extra insight as to what the function of a certain room is. Because usually when I go through here, I'm just kind of winging it. I make an educated guess as to what a particular room's function is. You know, well, I think this is, you know, the laboratory, or, you know, whatever. And sometimes I get it right, but sometimes I don't. And, you know, having the owner of the plot around and available can help with that. They can clarify why they made it this way, or what the purpose of the room is and everything. I know a lot of people would probably enjoy it even more if I could get all of the owners involved, but I don't know. I think it would be, especially because of the times I choose to stream, it's not convenient for most people, and I don't want to hound the owners about their place. That's why, again, I pick those that are public, because I figure if they've got it open to the public, then it's not like I need to ask for permission to go visit or anything like that. If they happen to be around, awesome, I'll mention it to them that, you know, I'm streaming, and I've done that a few times, and they'll say, you know, hey, cool, you know, enjoy your visit, and that kind of thing. And others will actually tag along and point out stuff. But I think just due to the timing that I choose to stream these tours is super inconvenient for most people, because I think even those in my time zone, most of them are at work or whatever, because again, I don't really stream in the evenings, so that's pretty awkward for most. But I have had those that have asked me to revisit if they've either updated, changed, finished, whatever, and I'm happy to do that if they happen to see that I've been to their home and want to clarify about that. I've had a few add some notes on some of the, like, the YouTube video archives that I have of my visits. They will say, you know, hey, you got this and this right, but on this part, you know, it's more about this. And, you know, that's helpful for other people that happen to come to the video, then they can see the notes and things like that. But so yeah, tomorrow is Exile Tours that we'll be doing. Again, a reminder, Thursday there will be no stream, because I will be out of town and unable to access any of my video stuff. So I will be back Friday though, and maybe by then I will have an idea of how to tackle a shoe. No promises though, it may just be something entirely different. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It looks like it's going to be kind of overcast and rainy here. So that's a plus for me, because it means it's going to be cooler. And I hope the weather is good for all of you as well. In the meantime, good luck with your projects. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.